Jeremy Jackson here, New Blood Outdoors. Get a lot of comments, a lot of questions, a lot of private messages about the gear I use and why I use it. Well, to answer the question of why I use it, it's very simple. It's the gear that I feel confident in. As in anything in life, the more confident you feel in the things that you utilize, the better your success rate tends to be. If you're confident in anything that you use, no matter the brand, no matter the products, that's all that matters, because confidence will sooner or later lead to success. So let's start out with the electronic call that I tend to use. I've used a lot of brands, however, I tend to like Icotech. I used the Night Stalker for many years and was very successful with it. Though in the last couple of months, I transitioned over to the Icotech Outlaw Pro. I don't know what they did internally in this thing, but the volume is absolutely phenomenal, and the clarity is beyond anything that I've seen with Icotech. To be honest with you, I absolutely love this call. There is two downfalls. One is about the call. If it's run off of a SD card for your sounds, and if that SD card is either pushed out or not in it, and you go set this thing out in the field, you get,
"Please insert SD card."
And let's just say that set's blown. That's happened to me once. It'll never happen to me again. Since then, I use a piece of tape to tape this, so that way when I'm in transition carrying it, I don't bump this and that SD card happens to slip out a little bit. You go to turn it on and sounds like the police is on you. That's one downfall I dislike about the call. About the Icotech Outlaw Pro. The other thing will lead into the chest pack that I use. The chest pack I use is just something very simple. It's a loop-holed binocular case. It's very simple. It's something that I had that I tend to use. I didn't feel like I needed to order something special. I'm not sure that there's much benefit to it. There may be, I just don't know. So I'm utilizing what I have. In my chest pack, I have my remote, which leads me to the second thing that I dislike. I sure wish they would move this hook to the top, so when my chest pack is on, you can drop it down and your lanyard's hooked here versus at the bottom and you got to go antenna first. A lot of times that damages the antenna. Maybe it's just a pet peeve of mine and nobody else matters, but I sure do wish they would move that up to the top. For the other reason is when you're hitting your call, you tend to have a little more control if that lanyard is attached to the top. So when you drop it, you have a little more control and the screen can face to you. To where when it's at the bottom and you drop it, it's wanting to flip that screen towards possibly the coyote. Has it ever cost me a hunt? No, but it's here again something that's inside your mind that you're thinking about, which leads to something that makes you feel non-confident, and sometimes that'll lead you to a mistake. Two other things that I carry on my chest pack: I carry a mouth rabbit distress, and I carry a howler. A lot of times I use this howler. Most time I use my mouth, but I also use something that I'll get to in a minute that I have on my tripods. That's the chest pack I use. Here again, nothing special. It's just something that I had, so I figured I'd go ahead and utilize it. Something else I carry in the yoke wagon every night is my box, Sniper Hog Light box. I got my Coyote cannon. I got extra 18650 batteries, IR light for the Coyote cannon, red bulb for the Coyote cannon. Right now I'm running white so I can find the coyotes. Extra ammunition. I got a scale that I utilize because I was wanting to start to weigh my coyotes, just something that I'm thinking about. But this is a trophy tree stand scale that I've been utilizing, that I got thrown in the box. But I throw that in the Suburban every night, so then that way, if I need something, I got it. Which falls us into the main objective of why we're here and why we're highlighting the equipment that we use. Behind me, I have a Great Lakes Firearm 223 Wild. It is topped with a RIX Storm 6. This scope is run off of one 18650 battery. It'll get you about 4 hours. It's kind of the misleading part is the advertising part of it says 8 hours of run time. That's because they give you two batteries, 4 hours on one, 4 hours on the other, 8 hours of run time. So it's a little misleading there, but however, 4 hours on a battery, you know, it is what it is. This is a RIX Optics Storm 6 640 thermal. It's setting on a Predator Tactics tripod. I've seen better, I've seen worse. However, it seems perfect for this light setup. This rig only weighs about 4.6 pounds. So it's somewhat light compared to my other rig. At the end of it, we have a ball suppressor, which is right here out of Stafford County, Virginia. This is the Chairman. This rig right here is very affordable, very useful, and it's a lot of fun. When I run tournaments, stuff like that, I tend to like this gun right here just because it gives me multiple options, and it's light. So I really like to run this in tournaments, but I have transitioned over to what we're getting ready to speak on now. I've done turned into the guy I always made fun of, I ain't gonna lie. I have a 243 Gen 2 Ruger topped with a RIX Optic L6R. I tested this scope for RIX Optic for about 45 days and absolutely fell in love with this scope, and wasn't in a financial position to purchase the scope when I tested it. So when I sent it back, it was about 2 months later, I went and bought one anyway. I absolutely love this scope. As you can tell, I'm a big RIX fan anyway. But this scope right here, 640, 50 millimeter lens, runs off of one 18650 battery, got the built-in LRF, which I was that guy, oh, I don't need LRF, I don't need LRF. Well, this hunting them this past summertime, coyotes look a lot smaller because they don't have that poofy hair, and I sure am glad that I had the LRF because it helped me get the correct distance, and instead of educating them, I got to throw them on the rack. But this Ruger Gen 2 243 has a buff stuff arc rail that I just purchased, and I was really optimistic about drilling and doing all that stuff myself, but very simple. The instructions were very cut and dry. I mean, honestly, the hardest part of the whole thing was putting the Ruger a magazine clip back in. That was the hardest part because I didn't have the Ruger tool. But this is setting on a Monobly tripod, a QM 364. This is something new that we just picked up too. But this tripod, it's a one lever action versus all these roll balls. One thing I was finding with, here again, there was nothing wrong with the ball death grip. However, what I was finding is sometimes I would pinch this up here and it would pinch the barrel to touch the stock, which wasn't allowing that barrel to get that full motion that it needed, which was affecting my accuracy at long distance. So that was the main reason I got away with the death grip and decided to upgrade my tripod. This gun here weighs about 12.5 pounds, and this tripod, I'm extremely happy with it. Light, etc. Something else I have on this tripod is from Kyle's Custom Calls. It's the Easy Squeak. Here again, most of the time I use my mouth to stop a coyote. Sometimes I use my Dustin Hockett howler, and sometimes I'll just use the old Easy Squeak. Yeah, we call it the dog toy, but it's very effective. Sometimes it'll just stop, get that coyote to lift his head up, be able for you to present your shot. Here again, guys, this is nothing special. It's not the best gear. However, it's the gear that I believe and I trust in. It's You know, I am definitely a fanboy of RIX Optics. I've been treated well by their customer service. I got to be a tester for them for 45 days. I'm pleased with everything that I've bought from RIX Optics, starting back when I bought the K3 and the Elite 3 back in 2023. So I had the questions asked about what gear we used. I decided to come on here, throw a little video together, simplify it, throw it all together. Maybe I might go out tonight and put a few dogs on the leash. Jeremy Jackson, New Blood Outdoors. Hopefully we'll bring you a little series this year, 2026, called Leash Laws. See how it goes, and we'll continue. We're going to start live filming our hunts and see if we can help out people, the do's and the don'ts, show you what doesn't work, show you what does work. Maybe it helped, maybe it won't. Maybe y'all get a chuckle along the way. But until our next hunt, New Blood Outdoors, it's not about the hype, guys. It's about